gripping that #1 spot as tight as they can this last week of games. As they cruise into the postseason, they definitely want that top seed advantage.
Now let's check out the starters for the Detroit Pistons. Harris and Duran together in the middle. Cunningham is out there with Duncan Robinson. And it's Thompson in at the 3. And for the Rockets, Thompson is the off guard with KD at small forward. Inside, Smith and Şengün. And it's Shepherd in at the 1. Clark heading into the postseason. Some teams have bet it all on star power, while others have bet on chemistry.
Hey, I think continuity and chemistry are really the most important components to winning the championship because every team in the league has talent. Some have more talent or more superstar talent, but you've got to have a chemistry, a continuity, a connectedness that helps you work through the tough spots in the season and certainly in the playoffs.
Now here's Durant. Six on the shot clock. Oh, nice finish from the low block. That one's good.
Yeah, you know, at first glance, you might think Durant has trouble finishing through contact, but think again, folks. I mean, you can't measure desire by body type.
Here's Robinson. Back to Cunningham. Uses the glass on the layup.
And getting up close and personal, Cunningham knows he can get his shot to go inside.
Thompson outside. The 3 is up. The Pistons clear it.
I think everybody in the building expected him to make that collective shot.
And Duran with the basket on the assist by Thompson.
They're going to work inside. I like how confident Jalen is from this area.
Here's Shepherd. He's watched by Cunningham. Smith outside. Connects from downtown.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Robinson passes to Duran. Now here's Cunningham. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Cunningham's got his second basket.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now here's Durant. A great scorer, averaging almost 26 a game. And out of bounds, the Pistons will take it. And now let's take a look at the 2K leaderboard and see the highest scoring teams over the last 10 games. Houston, 4th.
This team has been on an absolute tear offensively. It seems like they're able to find a shot every trip down.
The Pistons have gone 3 of 4, off to a nice start. Well, you need a real big-time star to win in this league. And Grant, the Pistons have that in Cade Cunningham.
Oh my, B.A. It took until year 4 for him to really break through. Already a player who can impact the game in so many ways, but when his numbers go up across the board, that's doing something special.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Ime Udoka. Much of our discussion centered around Cade Cunningham. He said that's their catalyst. They look to him to control the pace, to read the defense, and to make the right basketball play, which he usually does. He is very tough to neutralize. Back over to you guys.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Thompson with a steal. Smith into the lane. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Yeah, showing off the mobility there. At 6'10", Smith is a handful to contain on the drive.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes a first.
And when you talk about guys who are built for the modern game, add Smith's name to that list.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And Smith has a really smooth and relaxed shooting form, but just like a lot of young players, I think the key is going to be him becoming more efficient.
Now here's Harris. His last outing, he had 24 points. Duren, the pass to Harris. Here's Cunningham, shoots over Shepherd. Durant pulls it in.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
Pass to Shepherd. First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. Here's Durant. Good, and the assist goes to Şengün.
Nobody better at getting inside and finding good looks. KD rarely forces anything, and he usually gets the best shot available.
Now here's Robinson. No points yet. Back to Cunningham. It's rebounded by Houston. Their last encounter was in Detroit, where they were able to handle the Pistons.
And last time out, they seized the advantage with their defensive pressure. They did a great job of just forcing a lot of turnovers.
And that really was the difference. I mean, it requires a ton of energy to play that harassing style. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it again tonight.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
You know, his free throw percentage has dropped this year, but not really enough to raise any red flags or to become alarmed about it.
And that one misses. Good on the second one. Now here's Robinson. He had 9 points in his last time out. Cunningham outside. Screen by Robinson. Oh, there's the alley. Şengün with a steal. Thompson passes to Smith. Pass to Shepherd. Ooh, Thompson with the block.
What you love about Thompson is his versatility at both ends of the floor. He's even able to block shots like that.
Five on the clock. And here's Thompson for 3. The Rockets with another miss. The Pistons trailing. Ooh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now.
Yeah, just so active. I love the passion Duren brings to this game. And the skill set, too, is developing.
First trip to the line for him here.
Guys, I don't think there's any doubt that the work he's put in practicing free throw shooting has paid off. I mean, he's made nice strides in getting those shooting percentage numbers up.
The free throw drops for Duren.
Yeah, as of right now, Jalen Duren kind of seems like a classic big man. He can block, he can rebound, and he really focuses on finding close-range looks.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And so it's Durant who brings up the ball for the Rockets. They come into this one having outplayed the Grizzlies last time.
And that one, the other team could not keep up with them offensively. They were prolific.
Yeah, you know, you can't allow them to get into a rhythm on offense. Once that happens, then you're in trouble.
Yep, that one's good.
Put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Now here's Harris. Still no points. Got it.
Boy, so smooth and fluid with the rock in his hands. It's clear Harris enjoys making these kinds of moves, and I like watching them too.
Durant with it, defended by Thompson. Nice shot by Durant. Durant's got 6 points.
He's a potent mix of effort and ability. Hard to shut down a player of his caliber.
Pass to Cunningham. Back to Thompson. There's the triple. Knocks down the long J. Already 5 lead changes here.
Speaks to how evenly matched these teams have been thus far.
And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. And Houston making a change here. Eason's checked in. Pass to Durant. Fires from deep. Rebound Detroit. Fresh off a win against the Pacers.
And it's just so hard to stop them when they're scoring at that level. They were efficient and didn't let up at all.
Well, it's really hard to stop them when they're in a groove offensively, and they were in a comfort zone all game long in that one.
Now here's Cunningham. A guy this team turns to often, averaging almost 24 a game. Just 2 to shoot. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Now it's a 3-point Pistons lead. Now Thompson. No points so far. Elbow shot. That's good from Durant on the assist by Thompson.
Only in quarter number 1. He's put in 4 out of 5. Great start.
Harris on the wing. Back to Cunningham. They get it back. It's good on the putback.
You have to put a body on Durant. He's quick, he's athletic, and he has that 7'5" wingspan.
Şengün, a screen on Cunningham. Pass to Smith. Up top, Durant. Robinson defending. Robinson with a steal. Duran with a screen on Durant to the paint. And the dunk by Duran.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
Here's Cunningham after the Rockets picked up a basket a moment ago. Harris against Smith. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
Boy, that's an outstanding job by Tobias Harris there, keeping his composure and concentration, then converting while under pressure. Well done.
All right, guys, what do you think so far on the offensive approach for the Pistons?
Getting downhill has really been impressive to me, not settling from the outside. They're going right to the rack.
And also their pressure defense is paying dividends tonight. Turning them over and getting out in the open floor and running.
The free throw drops for Harris.
You know, over time, I think Harris has become really good at accepting more responsibility, and that's part of learning how to be a leader.
Now here's Thompson. No made baskets yet. Herter against Eason. Capella screen on Herter. And stolen by Herter. And now the Pistons in transition. Hammers it down. Goes coast to coast.
He was way ahead of the pack. No one around to contest. He can do anything he wants in that situation.
You know, and not leaving anything to chance either. That's why he takes it right to the bucket.
Now here's Easton. Coming off a solid outing against Memphis. That one drops for him.
Capella's a capable scorer from the interior. Nice job there.
And it's Detroit with the ball. 6-point game. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you. The Pistons are growing. Coach J.B. Bickerstaff said, I appreciate the work that the guys have put in, and I'm proud of what they're becoming. But we have more work to do. We're still taking steps. Our guys have improved. The team has improved, but we're not finished yet. Back to you guys.
On the rise. Allie, thanks very much for the report. And the Pistons with possession here. Following the score by Houston. Harris passes to Cunningham. Ooh, a little luck that time as it drops. Cunningham's got 8.
And Cunningham's teammates rely on him to score, which is why he's so assertive on the offensive end.
Back to Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Here's Cunningham. After the Rockets picked up a basket a moment ago. Throws it up high. And the dunk by Duren.
He is ferocious on alley-oops. With his good hands and wingspan, Duren makes for an easy target on the lob.
Here's Okogie. Still without a bucket. Thompson outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Capella. And the slam dunk by Capella.
You know, Capella, one of the very best in the league at getting out of the screen and getting to the right spot.
To the middle. Harris down low. Green covering. Harris's shot is good. He's got 7.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flow and rhythm to their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possession.
And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Thompson's vertical is impressive. I love seeing this young guard rise up and throw it down.
Harris outside. Back to Cunningham. Okogie pulls down the board.
That's how you want to see them crash the glass. They've been out-hustled so far.
And, you know, time will tell how big a factor that becomes in this game, guys, but if you're the coaching staff, it's certainly a point of emphasis.
Here's Easton. No good from outside. Jalen Duren has been leading the charge for the Pistons. Between the scoring and rebounding, an excellent period. Back after this. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen from Detroit, what do you guys think?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
Green out there with Alperon Şengün. Then it's Tari Eason. Then it's Josh Okogie. And it's Davison in at the point. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Holiday's checked in for Houston. Here's Jenkins. No points yet. Stewart finds Herter. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
That's been the story of their offense so far. Getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Holiday with the ball. Pass to Şengün. Using his post moves to get the 2 points.
And that's where Şengün does the majority of his scoring. I mean, he's a problem down low.
You know, the more you watch Şengün, the more you wonder if he's just a guard in the body of a big man, Clark.
Well, that's a pretty astute observation, B.A., because his passing is elite. I mean, his vision, he sees a half a play to a play ahead. I mean, you can actually run offense through Şengün.
Okogie's shot is off.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Pass to Holland. Here's Jenkins. Outside Herter. Detroit moving the ball around. Holland for three. On target from range.
Look, he may not be a high-volume three-point shooter, but he'll take that when you give him the chance.
Here's Okogie. No made baskets yet. Inside. Outside Holiday. Puts up a three. The shot that time not on target.
You know he wants that one back, right in his wheelhouse.
Stewart, right side to the inside. Here's Jenkins. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Rockets trail by 7. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Houston with another miss. Detroit has gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. And here's LeVert. Looking at his stats, he's putting up about 7.5 per game. Here's Okogie. Eason, pass to Green. Outside Holiday from the arc. Yes, and it's Şengün picking up the assist. Holiday's got his first 3 points of the game.
With the ball on the inside, smartly, Şengün kicks it outside.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. Newton, he's checked in for Houston. Detroit also making some changes. Thompson, he's checked in for LeVert. Robinson comes in for Herter. And Cunningham subbed in for Jenkins. Now for those joining us now, we're in the second quarter, about 3 minutes gone by. Cunningham passes to Robinson. Now here's Thompson, providing this team some offensive stability. A little over 10 points a game. Clock at 6. Stewart. And finished off by Stewart.
Impressive dime by Cunningham. You know, you can tell he really loves sharing the ball, getting his guys going.
Pass to Şengün. Here's Okogie. Left side Eason. Thompson pulls it in.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
I mean, that was just terrific work to stay in control and finish.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Kevin Durant comes in for Okogie. And it's Amin Thompson in for Newton. And Grant, when it comes to a franchise player, how much does it help to have a guy who unites the locker room?
Well, you know, B.A., when you think of guys like LeBron James or a Stephen Curry or Tim Duncan, it's not just about their play on the court, but the type of person you see in the locker room. That can rally a franchise.
Durant with the bucket.
In rhythm, quick trigger, KD at his best.
The Pistons lead by 6. Cunningham outside. Stewart, a screen on Thompson. Here's Cunningham. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And it's Green with the ball for the Rockets. Now Şengün. He's been a big scorer for this offense, averaging around 20 points a game.
Turkish thunder. Şengün tasting the sauce up top.
Thompson outside. Robinson on the wing, guarded by Durant. Holland for 3. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Not a shot he should have taken in the face of such tough defense. He needed to get a better look.
Back to Durant. Goes up on the wing. Another one falls for Houston.
What doesn't Kevin Durant do? He's showing us everything here.
The Pistons leading. Cunningham on the wing. With the fadeaway. It's hauled in by Houston.
Just imagine if he was shooting better. The lead would be even bigger.
And the slam dunk by Thompson.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, BA.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team.
And can put the other team on its heels. We'll see how it plays out.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. Smith, he's checked in for Green. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Tobias Harris checked in for Holland. Outside Robinson. Pass to Harris. Out to Thompson. Takes the three. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And here's Houston. 9 points in a row. A good run going. That gives them the lead. And it's a 3-point Houston lead.
And you can see Smith has the vision. Now, it'll be interesting to watch that part of his game continue to develop.
To the paint. Easton with a steal. And here's the fast break. Here's Durant. The rebound by Stewart. Pistons trail by 3. On the take. For 3, Robinson. It's rebounded by Şengün. Houston has gone 3 of 6 from outside in the second quarter. Outside Easton. Pass to Durant. Shoots over Thompson. And it's Houston scoring again.
This is what they were hoping to get from him tonight. Solid performance.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys. Maybe alter some of the game plan. All right, the Rockets making a switch here. Shepard's checked in. And a switch here also for Detroit. Duran's checked in. Outside Robinson. Harris on the wing. Duran the screen. To halt the run. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. It's going to be on Jabari Smith.
You know, looking to score often from there, Harris is excellent at drawing the defense's attention and fouls.
And this is his second and third free throws tonight.
Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
First free throw is good.
Capable of playing both the 3 and 4 spots, Harris's versatility is his greatest strength.
Capella, he's checked in for Houston. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
They've been flawless at the line this quarter. They need to stay aggressive and keep drawing fouls. That'll help them chip away at the lead.
Now here's Capella. 23 points for him last game against Memphis.
And also impressive, his work on the glass. He was tenacious and relentless.
Houston shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw.
Clint Capella is a guy who's a defensive anchor and takes quality shots, and because of that, he plays his role to perfection.
Second free throw, no good.
They're one of the best rim runners in the game. Capella is underappreciated at times because he doesn't fit the mold of the modern big. But he rebounds, defends, and takes shots he knows he can make.
Now here's Capella. Houston working the ball around. For three, Smith. It's hauled in by Robinson.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch. The game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the court.
And Durant with the block.
Affecting the shot right there. The length of Durant, a problem for the offense.
Duran with a screen on Smith. And he lobs it up top. Duran, the pass to Thompson. 2 on the clock. And again, the Pistons missing. And it's Houston's ball. They're on a 17-7 run. Durant against Cunningham. Over Cunningham. Duran with the rebound. Duran's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Robinson passes to Cunningham. Now Duran, and here's Robinson, guarded by Capella. To the middle, here's Duran, and the dunk by Duran.
And Jalen is just taking over in this one. This is how lethal of a player he can be.
Thompson outside. Back to Duran. Fades and shoots. That one off the back iron and out. And here's Thompson. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. Pass to Robinson. Jacks up a 3. And he can't get that one. The Rockets have gotten half their shots to fall in the second. 8 for 16. Here's Shepherd. Now here's Durant. Robinson defending. The jump hook. Tipped.
Yeah, anytime you put the ball up near Duran, there's a chance it ends up back in your face.
And boy, has this been a competitive matchup thus far.
These teams have swapped leads 7 times already, and we're not even in the second half.
And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. He's going to talk it over. Capella. All right, let's take a look at some numbers for Jalen Duran.
And I think the grind of the season has caught up to him a little. You can see it in his rebounding numbers. Over the past 5 games, they've taken a dive. He appears to be wearing down. Maybe he can get his legs back under him today.
The Rockets on offense. They're on a 14-6 run. Thompson passes to Durant. Outside, Finney-Smith. Lets the 3 fly. Durant's shot is off.
Well, it's clear he's frustrated. Just needs to slow things down a touch and let the offense come to him.
For 3, Robinson. Count it. And that shot gets him in the books. He's 1 for 3.
And they're winning and playing with great confidence, but they need to be more efficient with those 3-pointers.
Yeah, and perimeter shots, though, not really falling at a good clip here. So I think they may have to back out of that a bit and not settle for those jump shots.
Here's Shepherd following the 3-pointer by Detroit. Let's go with a 3. Sends it home from 3-point land.
And Shepherd may be a rookie, but that was a grown man's answer right there to that last 3.
Pass to Harris. It's rebounded by Houston. And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. Jalen Duren with a strong contribution so far on this one.
Yeah, this guy is torching them. And so far, their defense hasn't responded.
And a chance for us here to check out the top passing teams in the league this past month. In the third spot, the Pistons.
And over this last stretch, this team has been incredible passing the rock, playing great team basketball.
Thompson scanning the floor. Pass to Durant. 1:05 left to play in the second quarter. Taking the contact. KD willing that one in.
Yeah, you know, you're kidding yourself if you think Durant is going to back down from the opponent. Man, what a strong finish there.
And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
You know, right from the start, it seemed they got hot from three-point range, pulling apart the defense and racking up the points, too.
Another thing that's gone well for them is the mid-range jumper. It's been falling with ease so far.
Free throw is good from Durant.
I don't think you could design a better scorer than Durant. I mean, range from deep, the touch at the rim, excellent handle, 7 feet tall. He does everything you want from your first option.
Harris outside. The offensive rebound. Robinson on the wing. Hits a three-pointer. Robinson's got 6 in the quarter.
Yeah, after a nothing first quarter, he's bounced back nicely.
Pass to Shepherd. 32 seconds left in the first half of basketball. It's good.
Appears like he's found his footing here in the second quarter. Much more efficient.
Harris on the wing. The fadeaway. Duren, the pass to Harris. Cunningham with the ball. Shoots over Shepherd. Oh, steps back and drains the jumper. Cunningham's got 10. One team gains momentum, then the other storms back.
Hey, if this is any indication of how the game is going to go, we're in for a treat.
And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. The Pistons on top, up by 1. All right, now let's check in with F.
I'm with Coach Udoka. Specifically on defense, would you say there's more to clean up in the paint or on the perimeter?
A little bit of both. We got to protect the paint a little bit better. They hit some tough mid-range shots, but they also hurt us on the offensive glass. So keep them off the glass, make them beat us from the perimeter. I think we'll be in good shape.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, good stuff, Allie. And we'll get back to the action at the start of the third quarter.
Glad you could join us. The story tonight for the Houston Rockets through 2 quarters, a tightly contested matchup.
A few things for them to focus on: more presence on the backboards, more physicality, maybe a few elbow sandwiches.
And maybe the guards need to crack back, get in there and help out.
Taking a closer look at the first half matchups, these two guys have led the way for their teams.
These two guys have been very competitive with one another. Fans are getting their money's worth right now.
That said, I feel like the guy who can incorporate his teammates in the second half, he's got the best chance to walk away with the W.
Glad you could join us. Brian Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. You know, Kevin Durant has really been making it happen here, guys.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
The Rockets trail. Setting the floor for the Pistons. Thompson and Harris make up the forwards. Duncan Robinson is out there with Kate Cunningham. And it's Duren in at the 5, roaming the paint. Knocks down the triple.
And Smith has such confidence rising up from deep. This is what's going to make him so dangerous here in the pros.
Pass to Thompson. Robinson on the wing. And here's Harris. Oh, the teardrop falls in. Harris has got 11 points.
This is how dangerous Harris is. Look at this. Capable of burning you with the floater as well.
Thompson outside. Back to Durant. Over Thompson. That one a little long.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Harris is double. There's the 3. Thompson pulls it in.
Just missed the defender right there, but couldn't take advantage.
Baseline jumper. And there's Durant. That one's good. On the assist by Thompson. Thompson's got his 4th assist with that last one. Thompson outside. Pass to Harris. Lets it go from deep. Give him that one. Now shooting 5 for 11 from the floor.
Yeah, you know, the three-point range Harris has added to his game makes him that much harder to defend. He always is somebody you've got to be aware of.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks. There's a resemblance in Alperen Şengün's game. Coach Udoka said he's got a little bit of Joker in him. That's the first thing you'll see. Şengün acknowledged the comparison, adding our passing skills and touch under the rim is similar, but Joker is like monster level. I want to get to that level. Back to you guys.
He is on the rise. Thank you, Allie.
A nice start to the third. 3 out of 4 and looking good doing it.
Pass to Şengün. Here's Shepard. He's watched by Cunningham. Here's Shepard. He's got 5. And there it is for him. He's got 7.
And Shepard is a guy who plays below the rim, but he's got excellent touch inside.
Thompson against Robinson. Up and in on the layup. Robinson's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Thompson outside. Pass to Shepard. Now here's Durant. The 3 ball. The rebound by Detroit. Duren's got rebound number 12 here already in the game.
He made a 3 back in the first half, but that's it. We'll see if he can find his stroke. Flying high, Asar Thompson. I wish I still had hops like that.
Smith outside. Here's Shepard. Fires the 3. The rebound by Detroit. Thompson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Down low. Duren. Yes! And a nice assist from Thompson. And it's a 7-point Pistons lead.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
Protecting the rim has to be their top objective right now.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
And second chance points have been one of their strengths this season. 3rd in the league overall in that department. They're a hard-working team on the glass, and they know how to finish.
And they are number 1 in rebounding for a reason. They pound the glass with aggression, and they attack the boards with a fearlessness. In the 3rd quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Thompson outside. The floater buries it down low. Thompson's got 10 points.
You know, inside is where Thompson excels, and the concentration allowing him to finish there.
Pass to Thompson. Harris outside. Up and over Smith. And he wills that one in, sinking it right through the back of the iron.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Smith outside. Here's the three. Duren with the rebound. Duren's got 13 rebounds in the game. Glass eating.
And they just continue to dominate the boards.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
It's Thompson, high post. Durant's there. Just 4 to shoot. Detroit needs to get off a shot. And here's Cunningham outside. It's hauled in by Houston.
And that's exactly how you have to defend him on the perimeter. Can't allow any space.
And here's Shepard for 3. Duren with the rebound. Duren's Detroit leading by 7. Cunningham outside. Beyond the arc. The putback. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Harris. And taking a look at the 2K leaderboards, here are the top wing defenders in the game. Opportunistic and never afraid to go after steals. You look at Thompson, better be careful around him when you have the ball. The league leader in steals.
He's a guy the offense is very aware of. That's how good this small forward is defensively. A real pest.
Well, the combo of quickness and smarts is what he's got. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to come up with another small forward who makes as much of an impact with his defense as he does. That's his second-made three, first of this half.
Outside Robinson. Inside. Şengün with a steal. Pass to Durant. Here's Shepard. Goes up from the top of the key, and another basket for Houston.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
With the explosive leaping ability, he's able to play center despite being undersized.
2.
All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Detroit.
Well, they found success off the drive, creating a lot of buckets by getting into the teeth of the defense.
And they've also been ferocious inside, really taking advantage in the painted area and making good on those chances.
And Duren no good on that one. Rockets trail by 4. And it's Thompson that time on the assist by Smith. And 12 points for him and Thompson.
You see there, Thompson does a good job of sneaking into the lane and finishing.
Harris outside. Back to Cunningham. Cunningham making moves inside.
They're playing great team basketball. It's good movement and sharp, crisp passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Here's Durant, and another basket for Houston.
Boy, that mid-range J from KD can put people to sleep, boy. Tough to guard him at all 3 levels.
Robinson passes to Cunningham. Duren the screen. Back to Robinson. The 3 is up. That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham. Cunningham's got 6 assists here tonight. Here's Shepard. He's got 9. Picked by Smith. 3-pointer. Rebound Detroit.
You wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the glass.
It's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find. Boy, they need to ride him as far as he can take them because he is pedal to the metal right now.
Şengün passes to Thompson. Back to Şengün. Soft touch off the glass. Şengün's got 8.
Right through the defender, Şengün. No hesitation and no mercy.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Green's checked in for the Rockets. Eason comes in for Shepherd. Jenkins is checked in for the Pistons. Thompson with a steal. Robinson with a steal. And here's Duren. 18 points for him. Pass to Jenkins. Harris against Green. Harris outside. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Thompson. Thompson pulls it in. Rockets trail by 5. Here's Durant. And that one drops for him. Durant's got 29.
Scoring well this quarter, picking up steam as he goes.
And the dunk by Duren.
Willing passers, unselfish play. You have to appreciate this kind of offense.
And so Durant will bring it up for Houston. Pass to Thompson. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
The sheer size of Thompson makes it difficult for defenders to match up well against him.
These are his first free throws of the game.
And I like the fact, guys, that those numbers have gone up since last season. I mean, he said free throw shooting was an area he was looking to improve, and he has.
And the first one at the line is good.
And what I like about Thompson, along with the high-level athleticism, he has a high-level feel for the game.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Alperen Şengün. And a switch here also for Detroit. Holland's checked in. Both free throws good from Thompson. Here's Jenkins. He's scoreless. Thompson outside. Pass to Jenkins. Detroit moving the ball around. For 3, Robinson. It's hauled in by Houston.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's Durant. Easy money for KD inside.
Yeah, one of the most skilled players we've ever seen. Durant just continues to dominate offensively.
Pass to Jenkins. Takes a 3. Rebounded by Green. Green's got 4 rebounds now. Thompson outside. For the lead. Oh, Durant knows how to fight through contact.
He's been terrific offensively. You can bet they'll feed him down the stretch, that's for sure.
The Pistons trailing. Pass to Duren. Now Robinson, guarded by Durant. Back to Duren. Capella with a block.
Boy, the long arms of the Capella on display there. When his energy matches his wingspan, he causes a lot of problems on defense.
Thompson's shot is off. Well, the Pistons' shooting has been good. 54% on this one. Here's Holland. Green covering. That's good from Robinson. On the assist from Holland. Robinson's got 13. And this game, folks, a close one here in Houston. Thompson outside. To the paint. And it's Capella with the jam.
Nice recognition that time from Capella, aggressively rolling to the bucket after setting the screen.
Pass to Duren. Now Thompson. And he's going for the oop here. And the dunk by Duren. And it's amazing. Neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time.
Yeah, these guys are leaving it all on the floor tonight.
Capella. And it's Capella with the jam.
No defense going to stop that throwdown by Capella right there.
There's 47 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Jenkins. Here's Holland. Here's Jenkins. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Just 5 to shoot. This one for 3. And the ball out of play. The Rockets will have it. Houston making some changes. Finney-Smith's checked in for Durant, and Okogie is subbed in for Thompson. Detroit also making some changes. Stewart, he's checked in for Duren. Herter comes in for Thompson, and Cade Cunningham subbed in for Robinson. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Okogie, the pass to Eason. And a nice finish on the layup. Eason's got his second bucket on the night.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
Now here's Cunningham. Stewart, a screen on Eason. And here's Cunningham outside. No good. Misses at the buzzer. Kevin Durant has been leading the charge for Houston. His fingerprints were all over that quarter. 13 points, leading the charge. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. They've got Tari Eason, Jeff Green out there with Dorian Finney-Smith. Then there's Alperen Sengun, and it's Okogie in at the point. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham going to work inside.
Yeah, strong player mentally. Cunningham showing the physical strength on that play.
Pass to Sengun. Count it, and the foul. That's on Isaiah Stewart.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Rockets.
Well, you know, in some circles, this is an unpopular point, but there can be value in taking the mid-range shot. This team is certainly proving that tonight.
And also, I just love how they've been moving the ball side to side on the perimeter. Great passing, unlocking their offensive potential.
That free throw good from Sengun.
The thing that stands out about Sengun is how crafty he is in the post. Excellent footwork and a lot of moves.
Cunningham passes to Stewart. Eason against Cunningham. Got it. Good job in the low post. Cunningham's gotten 4 this quarter.
And this is just typical of him, always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Sengun against Stewart. Shot clock at 5. And Sengun gets it to go.
A massive reason they're winning. This guy hasn't missed a shot, not one.
Here's Jenkins. It's Stewart, high post. Pass to Cunningham. Spins to the rack. Eason with some nice D.
Got the ball where he wanted it, but then got swarmed.
And here's Sengun. Fires for 3. That's good from Eason on the assist by Sengun. And the Rockets lead by 7. Now here's Herter. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Here's Stewart. Count it, and 1. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play. That's on Dorian Finney-Smith. All right, the Rockets making a switch here. Durant's checked in. And a switch here also for Detroit. Harris is checked in for Holland.
One shot.
The Rockets lead by 4. Now Durant. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
And it only makes sense to give him the rock again. He put the team on his back all game.
And no let up in him either, guys. I mean, he wants to continue to expand that lead, and as long as he's the one taking the shots, that lead's going to expand.
Yeah, the most impressive thing about Durant's career is his efficiency as a scorer. Given the amount of defensive attention he draws, it's quite impressive.
Harris outside. Fires the three. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Houston leading by 7. No stopping him there. Jams it in, and he's fouled. An opportunity at a three-point play. That one on Harris.
If they keep hitting free throws at this clip, it'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Pass to Jenkins. Stewart, right side. Here's Cunningham. Takes a three. Counted from distance. Jenkins has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. The Rockets have gotten off to a perfect 5 for 5 so far in the 4th. To the inside. Here's Okogie. He drops it from range. And the Rockets lead by 10.
Boy, because of his athleticism, when Josh Okogie is knocking down the three-point shot, he is really uber dangerous.
Harris outside. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. And so Şengün will bring it up for Houston. 10-point lead. This is their biggest of the game. Easton, pass to Durant. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on it.
And Houston making a change here. Thompson's checked in. Pistons trail by 13. Cunningham looking around to the left side wing. Picked by Stewart. Here's Jenkins. Solid as a rock from 20 feet out. Jenkins has got 5 points now this quarter. Houston has gone 2 of 2 from outside so far in the 4th. Outside Finney-Smith. It's Şengün, high post. Houston working the ball around. Here's Thompson. That one's good. 7 for 10 now.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. You know, that's why they continue to get attacked.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Harris down low. Finney-Smith's there. Here's Cunningham. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. Smith, he's checked in for Houston. Detroit also making some changes. Duren, he's checked in for Stewart. Thompson comes in for Herter. And it's Robinson in for Jenkins.
One shot.
Free throw good from Cunningham.
Yeah, can you say total package? Cunningham, the prototype guard these days.
Smith against Harris. Pass to Thompson. Five on the clock. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Just knifing his way to the rim.
He looked practically unstoppable on that play.
Strong interior move, aggressive, assertive, and effective.
The Rockets lead by 12. The jump hook. Rebound Detroit. Harris has got 4 rebounds now. Here's Duren. That falls. Nice setup by Harris. 24 points for Jalen Duren.
Yeah, almost impossible to stop Duren inside. Wow, just wow.
Up top, Durant. Robinson defending. Durant's shot is off.
Hey, even guys at his skill level will miss those from time to time, but it doesn't happen often.
Here's Harris, and Harris throws it down.
Boy, he sure is a talented combo forward with terrific feel for the game. Harris can score in bunches.
Thompson outside. Pass to Şengün. And here's Durant from outside the arc. KD splashes the triple.
Great touch from KD. Great range, too.
Cunningham passes to Harris. And he banks in the layup. Harris has got 15 points in just the second half.
Boy, he's been a different player here in the second half, looking much more comfortable on the offensive end.
Back to Durant. Smith outside. There's the three. And the Rockets hit again from deep.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
Pistons trail by 12. Cunningham with the ball. Here's Harris. Sinks that one from the post. Harris has got 26.
Boy, this is the threat that Harris poses now. He's a scorer from every level. Inside, three-point land, and at the rim.
Thompson in the post. He's watched by Cunningham. Thompson, that's good. 20 points for him.
Well, once he gets on a roll, there isn't a lot you can do to slow him down.
Thompson right side. Thompson against Cunningham. Pass to Harris. 5 to shoot. Now here's Thompson. Let's go with a three. The shot off that time. Şengün against Duren. Here's Durant. Back to Thompson. Şengün, a screen on Harris. Thompson passes to Şengün. Hits the rim on the way in, and the bucket is good. And that's 15 points for Alperen Şengün.
Well, Alperen Şengün's developed into a great scorer. He can put up some big numbers.
Cunningham outside. Harris left side. Three-pointer off the mark. Houston leading by 14. Pass to Eason. Back to Thompson. Outside Eason. Outside Durant. Just 5 to shoot. Thompson, a screen on Robinson. Here's Durant. And again, it's Houston.
Relentless in his approach. He has one thing on his mind: close this game out.
Cunningham on the wing. Here's Duren. Now Thompson. Cunningham fires. The three ball, no problem for Cade.
He's been excellent in this period. Even though they're down, he's keeping them close.
And so Durant will bring it up for the Rockets. And we've got a timeout called by Ime Udoka. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. Shepard, he's checked in for Eason. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened to Ime Udoka's huddle. And despite the lead, they are still coaching this team hard. In the huddle, they told their guys to stay alert. Do not give them anything easy. They want to protect this late lead, guys.
Okay, thanks, Allie. Here's Şengün. Here's Shepard. Durant. Owning the post right there.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Here's Cunningham. Lets it fly from 18. Book it!
Not an easy shot at all. Cunningham seems to have it early on in his NBA career.
Houston leading by 13. Durant on the move. Tries from 10. Yes, sir! That one's good!
The longer this game goes on, the hotter he gets.
Detroit shooting 56% today. Now Harris. 1:36 left in the fourth quarter. Using the glass to lay it in.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Here's Shepard. Smith with a screen on Cunningham. The free ball is down!
And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Rockets.
And the huge difference today, the efficiency from beyond the arc.
Yeah, once they started hitting shots, it stretched out the D and opened up the entire offense.
And another victory added to their resume. This will be their 53rd win of the year.
And big-time bragging rights won today, just grabbing that season series.
Sure did. I mean, this means they'll come out on top in the season series, 2-1 now. Got to be happy about that.
And what a huge performance it was for Kevin Durant.
Tremendous contribution from him scoring the basketball. Everywhere you look, his fingerprints were all over this game.
He gets it to go.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
Yes, sir! 13-point lead. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Outside Durant. Shoots a three. Another one falls. Amazing! And that gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
And so Houston takes this one by a big margin. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure their fans appreciated it too. We saw the outstanding defense and a loaded offensive effort, and they were just dominant out there.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching the NBA, brought to you by 2K Sports. And we present the player of the game, Kevin Durant.